Everybody loves a hotel. They're the perfect escape from reality and definitely not filled with screaming kids. Well, today I'm building the biggest, bestest hotel Bloxburg has ever seen. This idea came from DarlaDo22. So thank you for the brilliant idea. Just subscribe if you want your idea in a video. We're naming it La Fancina Le Du Fancy. Okay, y'all, so here is what we are dealing with for the outline. I know, it looks like the Star Wars Death Star. To get a better idea of the size, let's pop all the walls in. And you might be wondering, Reese's, how the hell are you gonna build an entire hotel in one tiny YouTube video? Well, the simple answer is I'm not. I'm literally not Sonic. This is going to be episode 1 in my new hotel series. Oh my god, we've already broken through the $1 million just by putting walls. And oh my goodness, I did not realize how big this entrance is gonna be. So it makes sense to me to start off with the flooring. And when you have a room this big, you really can't be having basic flooring.
You're basic.
Even checkers, I think, is too basic for this. So since this is gonna be like a classy kind of hotel, you know, where the Kardashians go,
I am Kim Kardashian
wear, we are going to be using marble for the floor. Now my brain has got to come up with some sort of cool pattern to fill up this space. We could go classical with like a circle in the middle. Ooh la la, this is fancy. I'm actually gonna add a second outer lining of marble. Architect of the year over here, people. Oh no, I think I've made a little bit of a oopsie daisy. Let me just fix that real quick. This is what I've come up with. Why does this look so cool? I'm actually a genius. It looks so trash in build mode, but if we press H, it gets rid of the grid, and as you can see, it's gonna look so much better. So I'd say our next step is probably to add escalators or some sort of way to get up to the top. You raise me up. And this is where I'm actually gonna go bankrupt, guys. So I think we need to have minimum 4 can't be glitching at this early stage. We need to have 4 escalators. I was thinking we could have 2 glass elevators. We could have them going straight on to the platform. When you're traveling up to your room, you will be able to look down on the amazing entryway. This would also be a good chance to add in the railings because I don't know about you, I don't fancy getting sued before the hotel's even been open. Because if somebody falls off like the 4th story balcony, girl, I'm gonna have 10 lawsuits on my hands. In this green pot here, we are going to need a centerpiece, end all centerpiece. So if I was feeling basic, I would just add this fountain. But is this amateur hour? We need to massively expand this using our good pal, the basic cube. And it's gonna be one of those fountains, you know, which you like toss a penny into. I used to be obsessed with these as a kid. I would jump into the fountains. I tried to steal all the money. And my mum was like, stop, you're gonna get us arrested. I'm even gonna take the extra step to outline it with some standard square beams. I feel like this is kind of just the tip of the iceberg, you know? We're entering a new generation of Bloxburg. I've got to up my building skills. As you can see, this was the trashy fountain before, and this is Reese's fountain. Next of all, we should probably add some windows in this place because it's not every day you have a 4-story high wall, which you need to be filling up. I actually know exactly what I'm gonna do here. We're gonna be taking this modern window. We're actually gonna add some French decoration. Oui, oui.
Oui, oui, baguette.
Should I do these instead? This is honestly such a hard decision. All right, guys, apparently I was having some sort of brain aneurysm earlier because I forgot Bloxburg literally has built-in French factory windows. What's really gonna be the icing on the cake is how we top these windows off, which if you hadn't guessed already, is gonna be with these lovely, beautiful ovals. And this literally looks like the Chateau Marmont. Absolutely stunning, guys. But the bigger question is, are these doors gonna match? Bum, bum, bum. Yes, they do. Now we just need to duplicate it onto the front. I've also just got to say how satisfying it is to build on such a big scale because it's not like you're building your Bloxburg house this big, except if you're me, because when I first joined Bloxburg, I'll try and find a picture. This was my first house. I literally filled it all the way up to the plot boundaries. I don't know who I was trying to impress there. And also, look at the avatar evolution, guys. What was my outfit? We've just got to check this looks okay from the outside. And it does. We should really get started on decorating this place up. So we need lots of seating areas, lots of plant, which actually reminds me, here are some I made earlier. These are tiny in comparison to our hotel, but that's why I've got these two, which are just leaves. And we are gonna have plants that go from ceiling to floor.
From ceiling to floor.
which means we are going to need quite the plant pot. We have just got to make this so big. Here's our new and improved plant pot though. It looks a little bit like a Bloxburg counter, but that's fine. I know custom plants are so last year, but a lot of you guys still might not know how to build them, so I'll show you. Get a transparent cube and make it really thin. Now we're just going to pile these leaves up as well as we can. And my mother always used to tell me when we decorated the Christmas tree, start with the thick bottom and then it goes thin upwards. I've listened to her advice here on my plant, and I actually dread to think how much this costs. 30,000? You best believe I'm adding 2 though, because they're like 3D. You've now got to do the wallpaper, and I'm personally thinking this striped blue. I think we're actually gonna have to like customly create some wall trim by tripling up the traditional beam, which just simply looks fabulous.
That's bliss.
And guys, you know how normally when I'm adding like a base wall trim, I do one like this. Instead of doing that this time, we're gonna have to add these as the bases. But let me just speedily add all the wall trims while I actually answer a couple of questions. So the first question is, why did you start a YouTube channel? So that is actually a brilliant question. So very, very OGs of the channel know I actually started on TikTok in 2021, and it literally was crazy, guys. Within a week of starting my TikTok, I gained like 100,000 followers. So I kept doing that for like a year or something. And then eventually I was like, why don't I post my TikToks on YouTube? Which I did. And then before I knew it, I had hit 100k subscribers on YouTube. And at this point, I'd only posted like shorts. And then as I noticed people started to like the longer videos, I obviously posted more. And here we are today, posting 5 times a week. The next question comes from Han. And this says, do you have any pets? I do actually have pets. I have 2 cats. They are really cute, but they have like a poo problem and they poo everywhere. The next question comes from Apple Spiced. And this says, what is your favorite building style? I actually have 2 and they're joint together. I was obsessed with traditional when I started my channel, but then as my channel developed and my building skills got better, I started to like modern, but I'm happy to venture into anything really. The next question says, how long does it take to edit a video? This is actually another very good question. So back in the day when I started my videos, like I mentioned earlier, they were literally, some of them were like 3 minutes long. They take about 10 minutes to edit. Nowadays though, it normally takes about an hour to 2 hours to film and about 3 hours to edit, because obviously I've improved my editing style so much since when I started. The next one's a bit more of just a fun personal question. It says, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Coffee. You want to know my favorite flavor of anything? It's always going to be coffee, which is kind of ironic because I hate like actual coffee. And the final question is, who inspired you to make your channel? Again, this is a very simple answer for me, and the answer is Amberry. Amberry is my whole childhood. I watched her every day, and so she was definitely the one that inspired me to make the channel. Okay guys, look at what progress we have made. It just looks so grand having these triple beams though. It's definitely worth the money and time I spent. Next of all, we are going to add some seating areas, which is the whole point of a hotel lobby really. And does anybody else's stuff take so long to load nowadays? Like Bloxburg has just added so much things that it takes yonks to load. In the middle, we can have like quite a cute coffee table. I might even custom make them. Custom making a coffee table is so easy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So if you're a beginner at custom building, then definitely do this. I love just chilling in hotel lobbies. Like when you arrive on holiday, it's the best feeling. Like you just get to chill around in some huge lobby. I'll show you a picture of a hotel I stayed at a couple of months ago in Morocco. Look at the chandelier they had. Best believe I'm going to be trying to recreate that in here. Oh, baby. That looks fantastic. Do you know what? We're actually going to add one of those suitcase racks. I don't know about you, but we're going to be making it golden. And our doorman is going to be Gordon Ramsay.
Get out of the way.
In here, we can add a couple of towels because they always bring fresh linens to your room. And maybe on this top one, we could actually add like a suitcase. And we might as well live our rich life, guys. So I'm going to put a decal on here and then we'll change this to be Gucci or Chanel or something. So a small part of the outside that I am going to be doing in this video is the roof. So we have got to go and outline this roof very, very, very carefully. Yes, guys, a big suburban roof. But I only want that to be on each side. Now, this actually looks so sick. The middle roof is simply going to be a skylight. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. Who remembers seeing a giant chandelier video on their For You page maybe 2 years ago? That came from me. I was thinking we could do a similar thing by like trickling it down a little bit. And we are left with this, which is floating in midair. So we definitely need to add some poles so it doesn't look like Harry Potter's over here. You've got to admit, that is actually quite a beautiful chandelier. And while we're on the topic of lighting, as you can see, we need to definitely add some little speckles under here. So I'm thinking we use the elderly ceiling lamp and then we paint these to be a warm hurricane color. Now we are really nearing the finish line of this. First of all, we need to add doors into all the future rooms. For example, well, this here could be a gym or a spa. Obviously behind the counters, which are going to go here, we're going to have offices and stuff. So I need you guys to let me know in the comments what to do. I'm being a sneaky leaky little slender man here, going underneath the ground to place light. I just much prefer the warmer lighting down here. So we've got 2 more things on my checklist. Finishing the seating, which is very, very simple.
It's so simple.
I'll show you 3 variants of seats that I'm going to add. We've obviously got this classic linen one, which I showed you at the start. The second variant is going to be these tall backed armchairs with a lovely design on them. And the third are going to be made out of these very nice, what are these even called? Retro sofas. I also kind of want to add candles, but would that set this place on fire? But finally, guys, the last part of a lobby, the counters, because if there's nowhere to check people in, then you're not going to make any business. When I eventually finish this hotel and open it to all of you guys, I'm going to have some of you as staff here. So I'm going to make the chairs pretty comfortable. But I say this actually looks pretty cute and pleasant, like a nice boutique. And we can have some of these stocked up back here. To just finish it off, we're going to add some velvet rope. It feels a little bit more luxurious. And now we simply just need to copy this onto the other side. And with that, guys, we have finished episode 1 of the hotel series. So let me go change the decals and we can do the first tour. Okay, chickens, here we are outside of the magnificent La Fancina Le Fancy Hotel, which right now we haven't done the outside, so it's not looking great. But just from the lobby alone, this place is worth $700,000. That's all dollars, guys, because I started with $1 million, so that's crazy. But if we look around, oh my gosh, this looks so much better out of film. So the first thing you do when you arrive with obviously your Roblox Vuitton suitcase, you're going to give it to the doorman. Hi, Gordon.
Get out of the way.
Excuse me, do not speak to me like that, please. Take my luggage. No? Okay, I'll take it myself. Then you're going to sit down and wait till the queue dies down because it's always massive. Or while you're waiting, rather than sat down, you could admire the beauty of this place. And it's really annoying me that this fountain is off center from everything, but we will fix it, okay? By next episode, it will be fixed. We can admire the plants and maybe we can even go take a dip in the pool, which will be added in a later episode. There'll be all people working here in the grand entrance. If you want to, you can also go in maybe the spa or the gym or whatever these rooms are going to be. And if you're like me, you're even too lazy to stand on an escalator, then we can take the elevator and you get a beautiful view. And look how high up you can actually go in this. This is where you really get the views, but also where you get your room. Oh my gosh, exposed. Obviously, this is where each of the individual bedrooms are going to be. But for now, we just have the lobby. Hopefully all of you guys enjoyed watching episode 1 of the new hotel series. If you did like it, make sure to subscribe and comment down below what I should do in episode 2. Thank you to everybody who watched this and I'll see you all next time.